Thompson, and this is my micro teaching lesson on how to create an effective writing assignment. Your learning goals for today are to recognize the characteristics of effective versus ineffective writing assignments. Also, to understand the steps for creating a writing assignment from start to finish. And lastly, we're going to look and apply the principles of clarity and engagement when creating writing assignments. First, let's establish what ineffective writing assignments look like. Ineffective writing assignments are unclear and unengaging. The instructions are wordy and confusing. The grading policy, goals, and audience are unclear or vague. Ineffective writing assignments are also unengaging to the student. They may be boring or focus on the same genres over and over, or they could be instructor focused. Alternatively, effective writing assignments are the opposite. They're going to be clear and engaging. Effective writing assignments will have clear wording. According to an article titled Writing Better Writing Assignments, the written prompt we distribute is often where student confusion and confused writing begins. We need to use deliberate wording that conveys exactly what we want our students to do. This will start our students on the right foot from the very beginning when we distribute the writing prompt or assignment. This brings us to our first learning activity. I have written an assignment, and I would like for you to pause the program and rewrite this assignment, keeping in mind that it needs to be clear and focused. When you have rewritten this assignment effectively, you will have focused on one question and clear instructions. One example is, do you think U.S. citizens should be required to vote? Establish and support your stance with at least 2 academic sources. Next, we need to be clear with our grading policy. A good rubric will take care of this, as well as frequent feedback from the teacher. When students know what is expected of them, they can create the type of writing that we expect, and a rubric makes those expectations clear. Next, we need to be clear about the goals. Why are students writing this? Share that with them. They need to know. They also need to know the audience. We need to be clear about this. If they are writing it for us or their peers, maybe they're going to be writing for their classmates. Every piece of writing has a clear audience. Musicians, famous authors, researchers, people on social media, everyone has an audience. And the more you know about that audience, the better your writing will be. And if our assignment is clear about that audience, then it will be a more effective assignment. The next thing we need to make sure is that we are engaging our students in a variety of ways. The more engaged a student is, the more effective the assignment will be. We can use student-generated topics. That way the students are already invested in the project. This is an easy way to boost engagement. The next way you can increase engagement is through non-traditional resource material. We can use wikis online or free resources for teachers. There's a website called Cult of Pedagogy, and there's another one called the Poetry Foundation. Both of those supply resources that you can use in your classroom. They're different than the typical textbook. Sometimes just giving students something other than a textbook will automatically pique their interest. Another way to increase engagement is to use a variety of genres. Don't always have children or students research and report. They need to be practicing a variety of genres, and it will make them more interested. According to Boppler and Reynolds, students learn more and are more engaged in a writing course that includes video assignments. I'm thinking that we can all agree with this, as we have all been very engaged in this assignment due to the video component. You can also use student journals, blogs, and forum interactions to increase student engagement. A study by Carsack shows that students pay more attention to each other when they interact with one another in a classroom blog. Increased engagement equals effective writing assignments. When students learn, we call that being effective. So if they can be more engaged and learn more, then those are the strategies we should be using to create our assignments. Finally, you're going to want to increase your engagement by making sure that your assignments are student learning focused. You want them to be able to construct their own learning using workshops, peer reviews, practice activities, all those sorts of things that we know student engagement looks like, and student-focused learning. All right, now we're going to look at the step-by-step process for creating a writing assignment. First, you're going to want to consider the institutional requirements. Your state standards at a college, the department requirements, the required syllabus or textbook, these are all places to find the requirements for your course. After that, you can choose one of those objectives to focus on this writing assignment. After that, I would like to show you a new resource that I found. It is a new model of Bloom's taxonomy. Each progressive level of higher thinking requires a prerequisite of skills. Don't ask your students to create a research paper if they've not established mastery in analyzing or evaluating. Your assignments will be effective if they progressively build on thinking skills. This chart also has some really good terms to use when you are doing that writing out of your instructions. You can see that certain terms coincide to different levels of thinking. Be sure that your students understand that, and you can even share this chart with them and explicitly teach which type of writing you expect. Next, we're going to use the writing process ourselves to write our instructions. You want to brainstorm, think about ways to increase engagement. Next, you're going to draft your assignment. Then you're going to revise it. Get a peer educator or a student to read over the instructions and see if it's clear, if they understand what you mean. Then you're going to want to edit and produce a final draft. After you've drafted your assignment, it's time to create a rubric. Rubrics are very important. You're going to want to make sure that what you expect is listed on the rubric and that you and the students have a mutual understanding of the terms that you've used, and that the weight of the grading on the rubric matches the level of difficulty of the writing assignment. At this point, you may have to go back and revise your instructions. After you've seen the requirements of the rubric, you may need to clarify in your instructions. During the writing process and after the assignment's finished, you're going to want to get feedback. Do you have a lot of students coming and asking you the same questions? Or is the product that you are getting from your students not matching what you have in mind? If those are issues you're having, you probably need to go back to your instructions and make sure that you have been clear. Ask students, did they enjoy this assignment? Did they learn from it? All of those things you can use to change and improve your assignment for future classes. To review, ineffective writing assignments are unclear and unengaging. They set students up for failure, and they produce uninterested students. Effective writing assignments are clear and engaging. They set students up for success, and they produce interested and motivated writers. I hope that you've learned something that you can use in the future when you are creating writing assignments for your class.